Welcome back to Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. Last time, we completed the Evil Spirit Club's second floor, and we briefly set foot on the third floor, but this time we're not going to be doing any of that. Instead, we'll be taking on a few side quests, and also, there's something new that's just unlocked in the Velvet Room after we've set foot in the third floor of the Evil Spirit Club. Something very, very important.
Ah, you came at the perfect time. I've given birth to another secret technique. This unstable haven in the rift is truly ideal for experimenting with the secret arts of managing personas. This new method involves extracting skills from personas as skill cards.
So, yes, we can finally do this. We can create just about any skill card we want now, provided we have the right persona.
The persona from which the card is extracted from is lost forever, of course. You understand, no?
And by forever, she means until we resummon it from the compendium.
I hope you allow me to put this new art into practice soon.
It's gonna be making her a ton of money, that's for sure. So we now have access to skill card extraction. Think of this as if you could turn a Pokemon into a TM. So, if we go to extract skill card, remember how before I got all these personas and whenever they'd load a skill, I'd always look up to see if it was the skill that quote-unquote I didn't want to delete. This is why every persona has one skill card extract skill that's highlighted in blue here. For a fairly substantial fee, we can extract the skill card at the cost of the persona, and we can then teach that to any character in the party. Every character only has 4 slots for skill cards, but still, you can teach characters a lot of skills this way. So for example, I can get Orb of Haste out of Gunga. It'll tell you if the skill card, it'll tell you if the skill card skill is the next one they learn, but if it isn't the next one they learn, it'll just say question mark. Rakshasas is actually extremely good. It is Shura Tensei, so you want to level up Rakshasa quite a bit if you can. So, there are a lot of these, but before I do anything else, I'm actually going to need to sell some stuff because I just barely don't have enough money to afford this, but, well, I'm sure you all saw this coming. There's a reason why I locked Incubus earlier. So now that we have access to Incubus, you can probably see which skill it has highlighted in blue. Also here, we can actually check out in the compendium, any persona that we've gotten here, we can see their skill card skill highlighted in blue now. So if you want to, you might want to have a look through your compendium and see if there are any skills that you like the look of there. For example, Snake Glare is nice to have on our navigators. And earlier in the game, I actually took the effort to level up. I believe you're an Empress. Oh, Fortune, actually. Empusa. Tentarafu is also a good skill card to extract. So, now that we have the persona, we have to go into Fusion, extract skill card, and from Incubus, we can get an Impure Reach skill card. I should also mention that sacrificing a persona for a skill card actually counts as sacrificing them, so you will get their sacrifice item if you do this, if they have one, that is. So now that we've unlocked this mechanic finally, I thought I'd go over some recommended skill card extractions. This is by no means a complete list that'll work for every player, but I've gone ahead and looked through the full list of skill cards and picked out a few that I personally find very useful in this game. Alongside these skills, I've listed the persona that learns them and what level that persona learns the skill at. Not the persona's starting level, the level they learn the skill. I'm not going to fully explain all of them, but I'm going to elaborate where necessary. Firstly, every skill I highlight in green is a navigator skill. On that note, the first one on the list here, Hunting Prayer. There's actually a better version of this skill that's available on some later personas, but it's not extractable, so Hunting Prayer is the best you can do, if you want this skill permanently on your navigators. Panic Circle and Tentarafu I both recommend just because Panic is so good. Use whichever one takes your fancy. Panic Circle will mean you can't use any bind circles though. Pain Eater can be nice if you want a tank. Life Aid is the best post-battle restore you'll get until very late in the game. And Snake Glare, something about that skill is, it works on both your Labyrinth Navigator and your Battle Navigator, though I'm not sure if it stacks if both of them have it. Poison Breath I've mainly recommended because poison is good. As for the Link skills, you only really need one if you want to do an overpowered Link setup. Just use whichever one the enemy is not resistant to. Healing Hand is a skill that I've never personally used on many of my playthroughs, but in looking at the SMT wiki, it turns out it probably has potential. It's a passive that raises the amount of HP healing restores, but here's the thing, one character having this affects the whole party, including the navigator, and it also stacks, I think. Apply a few of these to the party and Medea will be healing as much as Medea Rahan for a fraction of the SP cost. You'll notice some persona names listed in blue and purple here. Blue ones require you to defeat Elizabeth in battle to obtain that persona, and purple ones require a special fusion combination. Power Charge is incredibly useful. I've only listed Mind Charge for completeness. Power Charge is vastly better most of the time, but if you really like magic, Mind Charge is there. Death Scythe is a good skill considering how often you'll be inflicting enemies with ailments. Either Triple Link or the even better Link skills is excellent if you want to go for a full Link setup. The thing about Link setups is they take a lot of preparation. You generally need Triple Link or better plus Golden Link, which I'll be showing later, a Link skill, Death Chaser, and probably Power Charge and Shura Tensei as well. So it's a lot of effort, but the results are pretty hilarious. You'll see Links hitting for 20,000 damage per hit 8 times per turn. Binding Hands is the bind equivalent of Impure Reach, though it doesn't come until much later in the game. Death Chaser I've mainly listed here because, like I said, it's very useful for Link combos. You'll notice I haven't listed very many full-on attacking skills. Some of the higher level personas have skill cards for severe tier physical attacks, but they're only single targets. Myriad Arrows, I feel, as long as the enemy is panicked or agility bound, which is not too hard, will vastly outdamage those, because Power Charge and Shura Tensei buffs will apply to every individual hit of multi-hit moves, making them much more effective than single target ones. The only thing really better than Myriad Arrows is Husor Tobi, and there's no skill card for that. Quadruple Link is the next step up from Triple Link. As that would imply, it lets Links hit 4 times per turn. As we get into these higher levels, I'll mention that around the mid-70s is perfectly fine for the final boss. Any higher is overkill, so much of the skills listed on this sheet are more for post-game or if you just want pure overkill. Heroic Gemini is one of my favourite skills in the game, but by the time you get Yoshitsune, the game is almost over. Judgment Sword can be nice if you have a really powerful basic weapon. And then there's Victory Cry. This skill's been nerfed in a few ways since the mainline games. For one, it only restores HP now, not SP. But secondly, it's a navigator skill. Fully restoring HP after every battle is still pretty excellent though. Now, contrary to what you might think, Infinite Link is not infinite. It just lets Links hit up to 8 times per turn. Also, notice how you can obtain personas with Golden Link very early, but you can't extract the skill card for it until level 91. The developers must have known how powerful Links are with the right setup. The final skill I've listed on this sheet, I'll prefer to keep that persona's name a mystery for now, but that persona is post-game only. There's one more thing that I want to talk about this system though, and that is DLC personas. Yes, every DLC persona does have an extractable skill card, but I like the way they handled this. There are no skill cards exclusive to DLC. Every DLC persona's skill card can be obtained by a non-DLC persona as well. For example, Thanatos can get you the skill card for Infinite Link at level 70, but if you don't have it, you can get that from Share Your at level 88 instead. So you still have access to all the same skill cards even if you don't have an internet connection or are unwilling to pay for the DLC. While I'm here though, there is a persona that I confuse, Kaiwan. Though I don't really want to get rid of Orthoris. Waffle does have Fire Boost and Medea, which is very good. But I would also like you. So yeah, how about I pass down these skills? Kaiwan is interesting because it has the Summon Ghost ability. which lets you do a medium or mighty attack against all enemies that only works if you have circles active. I tend not to rely on these, but there are some skills that buff their power, so there are some reliable builds you can make that are based entirely off of circles. Oh, we can also get Pyrojack, Gunga, and Kaiwan. No, I don't want to get rid of Gunga. Absorb Fire is pretty useful though, especially later on this floor where we will be seeing some enemies that have fire corrosion. But that's for later. So now that we've extracted a skill card, we just have to go into the menu here to use it. Impure Reach. Obviously, you want to give this to Ken, Koromaru, and Naoto as soon as possible. I suppose I can put it on Naoto for now. And there it is. Naoto has that permanently now. Yeah. Who should learn Heat Wave, actually? Maybe... I guess already has a spread move. Maybe Kanji, actually. So we'll put Heat Wave on Kanji. And I'm not actually going to be doing any of the strolls, because I'll save them for next part. I actually have quite a bit to go over in this one.
Welcome.
Because 2 new requests have become available. The first is which mascot reigns supreme, and that Scapegoat is a very useful item to get, so I like to do this one as soon as possible.
This quest is...
In fact, it might be beneficial for me to do this one before the next one, because the Scapegoat will really help out in battle. And the next quest will require a battle.
I apologize for the wait. It seems as though...
I challenge you!
I'm sorry, but Koromaru has instant death in a game where that's broken, and you are the worst party member in the game. I think we all know the answer to this question.
Oh-ho. I will be counting on you.
So for this one, I guess we'll also get involved, as she can translate.
Yes.
Adorably lead everyone to where it is reminds me of some of the very strange uses of adverbs in My Immortal, particularly seductively. The author was quite fond of using that as an adverb.
Here I go.
Don't think I've actually heard that Teddy voice clip before. While we're here though, we can accept this quest too.
Are you sure you would like to accept this quest?
So, as you can see, this is the second of the Investigate type requests.
This quest is...
Another spatial void has appeared, so we have to fight another Ultra Beast, Golden Giant Shadow.
It seems as though...
Our title is slowly upgrading. So we're going to need to bring Teddy, Koromaru, and Igus into the labyrinth in order to do this first quest. So let's go ahead and set up our party that way. For this one, we actually need to be on the second floor of the Evil Spirit Club, and I think starting from the very beginning will get us closest to it.
I'm on the move.
Here I come! Me too, me too! Oh, jeez.
That's already 1 point to Koromaru.
It's bear time!
So yeah, second floor, I'll see you there.
I have found it.
Wait just a second! Huh?
What?
No.
Jeez.
Well, I can't wait to see how high the Teddy own count gets after this quest. So, I know exactly where this ends up being, and I can probably lead you to where it is now. It wouldn't really make much sense just to cut there, and it's actually not far if we've opened up all the shortcuts.
I'm definitely smelling something.
It's actually in this room.
This place looks suspicious.
I'm so sorry, but Koromaru's obviously winning.
I'm not gonna lose.
Quite true.
Well, thankfully we don't have to find the light switch ourselves.
I do not like what I am sensing.
So we have to be really careful here. And unfortunately, the baby has already spawned. Because normally you have to walk until the very end of this
How could
corridor
it
in order
be?
to make it appear.
Now that I think about it,
Amazing.
And this is why it's important to mark the lights on your map. Teddy can only sniff when you're in those areas.
Woohoo!
So now that we're in the light, Koromaru can actually search an entire row for you, except when the baby's blocking the way. In this case, we have a free row. And if you look at the map on the bottom screen, you'll actually be able to see him moving. So, there's nothing in that row.
amazing as expected.
Unfortunately, you're right there. But the baby's not blocking this row
Leave it to
anymore.
me.
Except in this case, Teddy's is going, and
Okay.
Teddy can't sniff if the baby is standing right next to him. However, Teddy can give you a vague indicator of how close you are to the thing you need to find.
Leave it to.
So these middle two ones are for Teddy. And he can tell that it's close. If I move one space forward, the baby's gonna block the row so Koromaru can't get it.
That
Oh
enemy is red.
no.
Let's be cautious.
I'm not gonna risk it. I mean, there's a possibility that I could defeat one of the hands before the baby gets into the fight, but that's way too risky. Speaking of the baby, please get out of that row. Okay, finally got it away from this row. So now Koromaru can scan this whole column.
I see.
So we know it's in the middle row, and we know it's closer to the bottom.
Amazing as expected.
Here it is.
Well done.
And yeah, this is the only item buried. I thought for a second there'd be multiple items buried, and this would be another quest that has an additional reward for doing it perfectly, but in this case, no, there's only one. But in this case, Teddy and
This is
Koromara
a
were able
rather
to work
difficult
together to
question.
find the item.
What?
Is that so?
We won!
Amazing as expected.
Aww. Here, let me give you this.
I love how Koromara was so enthusiastic about that, he actually gives his persona cut-in sound.
This is...
Ooh.
This is quite a surprise. That is all.
Well, had to get another Teddy owned in.
Yes.
Woo!
This side quest actually has kind of a nice ending. It's one of the few somewhat decent Teddy moments in this game. And as you can probably tell, those are very few and far between. Let's turn this in right now though, 1 for the extra experience and 2 for that Scapegoat item.
Please wait a moment. I apologize for the wait.
Here, let me give you this.
And the two of them are actually working together. It's actually a surprisingly nice side quest in the end, given how badly depicted Teddy usually is in this game.
What do you think? I challenge you!
But it's still going on. Seems like they're a lot friendlier about their rivalry now than they used to be, though. So about that Scapegoat item. It's a key item, so it doesn't actually take up inventory space. And where is it? I think it's down here. Scapegoat. So the Scapegoat basically gives you a once per trip into the dungeon auto revive. And I think it actually stacks with that item that we got from giving Theodore the Manila rope too. So this can actually be pretty useful, especially on risky mode, where it basically gives you a one-use game over buffer. So having that, gonna be pretty helpful for the next request because, oh boy, this next enemy, I am incredibly underleveled for it, and there is a very high chance I might die in this fight, but we'll see. So the enemy that we're going to be fighting next is level 35, which is basically 10 levels higher than us, but is mainly magically based and has Mind Charge and every type of magical spread move. It is weak to wind, though. So, let's go ahead and set up the party for that. Since it's weak to wind, we probably want Yukari in there somewhere, we probably want Yosuke in there somewhere, and Zen and Rei. Also, Zen and Rei are going to be useful for their bind curing ability, because this enemy can use binds on you as well. So, okay, I've got Yosuke, I've got Yukari. Aigus could be useful for her shielding abilities, but she only protects a row, which means that she should probably go on the same row the more squishy characters go on. That's a bit of a dilemma, actually. Oh, that's 3 electric weaknesses in one party. That's actually bad. Actually, no Aigus. Sorry. In that case, I might put Chie in the party just for power charge. Still 3 electricity weaknesses in the party, though. And I only have 1 lightning gloves. Okay, let's see how this ends up going. I've got you with Orthrus. Chie has... I mean, she's not really fast enough to use Death Scythe, but I suppose I could get the poison with you first, and then go for Death Scythe boosted Shinkuhas or possibly Power Charge attacks. Yukari has that mainly for the SP. I kind of want to keep this thing poisoned more than panicked, although panic could be useful in a pinch. This thing's actually very vulnerable to, well, not very vulnerable, but it is somewhat vulnerable to binds. So I've got you on Yosuke mainly for the Marakukaja, which I might really need in this fight. But actually, maybe Turdak is better. Just for Lethargy Circle. Because it's not resistant to Agility Bind, and it's actually resistant to Poison. It's not resistant to Panic, though. Yeah, this has the potential to go incredibly badly. I'm not surprised if I end up dying to this fight. But let's save and get going. Wow, it feels like it's been ages since we've been back in here. And it's right in front of us. I mean, I could have done another Destined Partner for this, but yeah, let's not do that. So, as I promised, I'm actually using a DLC Navigator for this fight. I'm going to be using Theodore, and I guess Yukari gets to fight in the big day at least once in this playthrough. Is this still going to show... Oh, that's creepy. Didn't actually realize that. I've never checked it before without going through a Destined Partner event. Anyway, let's burst into the church, and... Yep, it's a Golden King.
Everyone, up ahead!
Great shades of that incredibly annoying optional boss fight in Persona 4. I swear they coded that thing's rampage wrong and it ended up being way stronger than it should have been.
This reading... What the...
So, we'll have to fight this thing to get to the Spatial Void. Let's go. We will engage this enemy, for it is...
I don't have any data on this enemy, but I believe it to be strong.
Alright, let's go!
The Engage King. So like I said, this thing is weak to wind, it has a lot of magic, and it likes to use Mind Charge magical attacks. So, let's set things off with... I'm going to go for Orb of Haste right off the bat. Lethargy Circle... Okay, what will Chie do? Critical Eye might not be a bad thing to combine with Power Charge and Shinkuha, but I guess you can go for Toxic Slice in case I don't get that with anyone else. Market Jam's very unlikely to work because this thing does resist Magic Bind, I'm pretty sure. I could try and set up Holy Blessing so it can't bind us. And you'll go for Cyclone, you'll just go for... I can only have one circle active at a time. How about... just a... Actually, I want to go for Marakukaja first.
Here I go!
So, let's see if this thing doesn't totally annihilate us in the first turn.
It dodged!
Lethargy Circle's not really going to help us avoid its magic, but... it will at least make its turn go later if it does get agility down, that is, which it probably won't. Okay, it did get poisoned.
Ew!
There's Holy Blessing going up.
Persona!
And our defense is buffed, so that should help.
That enemy is weak to wind.
Okay, I already knew that, but thanks anyway, Theodore. Right, here's where things become kind of a problem. Let me just quickly check if it resists any elements. No, it doesn't resist anything except light and dark, so I can safely go for link attacks, which might not be a bad idea. And that thing is poisoned now, so your Shinkuha will be doing more damage. It did, however, Mind Charge last turn, so maybe I should just guard on everyone. You'll still go for Cyclone just to kind of show that.
Here I go.
Now, that only really does the same amount of damage as other magical skills if, it's... That was lucky on Zen and Ray, if it hits 3 times.
Zen and Ray are at dangerously low health. Please help them.
Zen-kun, Ray-chan, take it easy! Okay, we will. Right, Zen?
Okay, then, let's see. I haven't actually used Healing Breeze for a while, might as well use that. I'll see how much Frostlink is going to do. Chie will simply go for a Shinkuka. You will go for... Oh, I still have that reverse item on Yosuke. I was going to take it off him, because that way he would be able to get items and other things like that out quickly. I suppose Zen and Ray aren't too slow. And I do have a Balm of Life if things get really bad. I should probably deposit the heal stone at this point, because it's pretty worthless to me now. Still poisoned. Okay, let's just go for Jipugeki then. Okay, well obviously that crit because his thing isn't weak to ice or anything like that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's really bad. You may have to spend your next turn using a revival bead. But yeah, a crit plus the effects of Death Sight is going to hurt quite a bit. Not as much as a power charge attack, though. And there's the Frostlink again, thanks to Turdak. Okay. This is going worse than I expected it to.
Yukari has been incapacitated! Somebody please heal her!
I might actually need to go for Renewal Ray. I guess a Medea as well. You guys are going to have to spend your turn reviving, I think. Which is not a way that I like to spend a turn, but at least Poison's going to be massively out-damaging us, out-damage our regular damage output anyway.
Here you go.
Okay, 2 revival beads. He should get his Medea off before the boss goes. Watching, that gets me suspicious.
I'm counting on you, Orpheus.
Overall, I don't actually find this thing as hard as the Golden Beetle back in Wonderland.
What the?
It hits pretty hard magically. Oh, that means my defense buff is gone, doesn't it? Oh no, that's already gone. Okay then, I am kind of cheesing this with poison, but it is vastly higher than my level. Lethargy Circle didn't really help last time, but I guess I can try and set it up again. Garula, well, it isn't Mind Charge at least, so I guess these 3 can go for a Wind Battery on it. Spiderweb.
I saw that.
Well, 1, that doesn't affect the accuracy of magic, but 2, you just had to get that in with Holy Blessing had worn off too. Or does it affect the accuracy of magic? I guess it does. Normally I found it didn't really affect magic accuracy, but yeah. I'm gonna have to cure that now with Zen and Ray, but at least it's not like their Bind Curing It ability can miss.
Leader's speed has been bound. He will not be able to dodge or run now.
Okay then, let's just... I guess we can just defend for now and wait for Zen and Ray to cure our binds. Becalm is the skill that I want here, and I mainly want it on Chie, obviously. Uh-oh. It usually doesn't take 2 turns in a row when it uses a Mind Charge, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I guess it is affecting magic accuracy.
Seriously?
There we go, finally got that. Zen and Ray have had their speed bound. They cannot dodge or run now.
We can't dodge anymore.
Don't worry. I'll bear the brunt.
Okay, let's see what we do here. Finally, those 2 can actually do decent damage. Yeah, this fight's gone pretty smoothly thanks to poison, but, I guess, I mean, I feel kind of bad cheesing it with poison, but again, I don't cheese the actual main bosses with poison, so let me have this at least. Oh crap, it Mind Charged and I forgot to defend on anyone.
Let's go, Eo.
I am an idiot. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Unless it somehow dies this turn.
Come on,
Or we somehow knock it down. But it might be immune to knockdown. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, that was the Scapegoat working, by the way. You can tell that if you get that healing effect kicking in.
What the? Zen, Ray, both of them are incapacitated.
Oh no! Zen-kun! Ray-chan!
Okay, how do we do this? I think I want Yukari up first.
Here you go.
This is why boost can be useful for reasons other than offense. Okay, at least they're all
Here
healthy.
you go!
I will need to restock my revival beads after this, obviously. Oh, muscle down. I was just gonna say, as long as that doesn't hit Chie, I'm fine, and the second one hit Chie. Dang it.
It dodged. One enemy left.
I'm a little run down.
Oh wow, Yukari's SP is like non-existent right now. I knew I'd regret removing the plum potpourri from her. Chie's regular attacks can still inflict poison. I might as well go for that. You're gonna go for a bind cure, I think, on Chie again. And I don't think I even have enough for... Nope, don't have enough for Garrula. I could go for Panic, though. Mind Charge. Well, it's not going twice, at least.
There, guys!
Unfortunately, Chie still couldn't, get his physical skill in that turn because of the strength down at the start of it.
Damn!
No panic, though.
One enemy left. Oh, crap. I went too crazy with my persona.
And it is Mind Charge, so let's not be idiots and let's all defend this time. Gary Stu's probably going to go down, though. No, he still survived.
Leader, you do not have much health left. Please be careful.
I'm a little worried about our leader's health.
Okay, I have barely enough SP to do that, which is good at least. It is almost down, but we've got to be really careful here, because we could very easily still screw this up. I guess Zen and Ray will use Recovery on... I'm not really sure who to use that on, actually. Well, it's being an idiot and passing its turn.
Come on.
I still don't find this one that bad as far as the golden optional shadow bosses go in this game.
Persona!
Cut-in means critical, it doesn't always mean poison, but it usually means... Well, didn't get the poison there.
Jiraiya! I'm gonna do this!
Oh, it'd be amazing if this actually killed it.
Me.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa!
That is the last enemy.
I'm low on energy.
Then let's switch to energy-saving mode!
You can still use Lynx or Shinkuha. I suppose you go for a Frost Link. You can go for a Shinkuha. I don't think I'll need to even Power Charge here. You've still got enough for Frozen Spear, but how about Bane Slice? Bane Slice could work. Maybe try and get Tentarafu in before it goes. I could have used Poison as well, but yeah, let's go for the Tentarafu for now.
Jiraiya!
And got it, nice. Except it still hit me. And that just knocked me out of being able to use a skill.
Here I go.
Not only did you not attack yourself twice in a row, you attacked the same character.
Oh no. Leader has been incapacitated. I request immediate aid. Whoa, Leader, hang in there.
Okay, this, I'm out of revival items besides the Balm of Life, which I kind of want to save for later because we can't buy those just yet. He'll be missing out on the experience in the fight, but he's really over-leveled anyway. This thing should be down, like, right now, so... I think I can still just keep
Here
attacking.
I go.
love that sound it makes. It's still going for us, though.
Move forward!
Almost down.
Go, Jiraiya!
Not quite, though. But it's like barely hanging on. I think it only has a few HP left. Let's just finish it. This should do it. There it goes. And we get a higher level persona out of that. Which is Pavati. Absorber Lek, which is going to be great against Rainy Pots, actually, but we're not going to be encountering them that much from now on.
The true enemy is oneself. Just kidding. Get a new belt color.
Not entirely sure why Sonic Punch is a sleep-inducing attack in this game, but I guess Brain Shake makes sense of being a sleep attack.
My persona got stronger.
Hailstorm is, sadly, the ability that Succubus has as its skill card.
I never doubted you.
With that out of the way, though, we can examine the rift.
I'm so run down now.
Hopefully we end up having enough money to heal after this. The Royal Gold had better be worth a lot. You'd think it would be, but I'm not so sure. But let's reach out to the rift again, and with that we get Pink Orb. So now we can just head back. I would say I remember when the enemies here were actually a threat, but even on the last floor, the enemies here were never really a threat.
Come on, let's go.
Evil Spirit Club definitely stepped things
I
up,
see a
though.
power spot up ahead. Why don't we check it out?
And let's fund my trip to the nurse's office. I didn't bring a Go-Ho M this time because I can just leave via here. We might as well sell the Royal Gold while we're here. Yeah, that'll definitely fund my trip to the nurse's office. Let's see what this unlocks. Power Eater and Power Snare. I'm guessing those are Strength Bind weapons. But they have a decent amount of power behind them too. Not that high of a chance of inflicting the bind though. So now we can, yep, we definitely have enough to afford that, and let's turn that in.
As I expected. If I were to put this in an analogy.
Kind of funny since you've been selected as a destined partner on this playthrough once.
I have decided.
The Sphere of Matrimony.
Now, this will be your reward.
This is just an even better version of the merit badge from before. Only a small amount of experience, at least compared to how much that boss gave. And that's every request so far. Let me just quickly show what that badge does. Max HP and SP plus 30. That's especially good for SP. This essentially, like, I don't need the Plum Potpourri anymore. This does everything it does and better. And all other stats plus 3. So with all that done, next time, we'll be going back into the Evil Spirit Club to explore a location that just has to be in every horror game, an abandoned hospital. See you then.